Good morning from April and Frankie. Hi. Yeah. Look at those cute little cheeks. Just such a little hound dog. Always on the watch. All right. Maybe he'll leave me alone then. Good morning. And of course, my sinuses are running. What have you done good for yourself already this morning? Maybe a delicious, tasty coffee or tea. Maybe a little walk outside. Maybe a little play and romp and cuddle with your pet. Maybe canceled an appointment that you know is not necessary so you can just stay home and putz in your garden. Do something sweet for yourself today. One of the things that little kids miss out on when they have not quite good enough parents is that special cuddle time in the morning that we can get from a pet. That special little treat given to us simply because they're just so glad we woke up, right? Going for walks with us. Things like that. These are little sweet things we can do for ourselves. And even by ourselves. I know it sounds sad and pathetic, but it's not. It is spiritual. Oh, it's spiritual. You know, there are ways we can treat ourselves sweetly. Some people call it reparenting. And and I like that. But we can't stay kids forever. So it's even a little more elegant than that. This is my Rimmel that I've told you about in the tube. I can tell it's a Rimmel day. A little more coverage than what I'm getting from that dupe of the El Mirage. It's called IBCCC NDC. IBCCC. Anyway, if you get on T-Boo and you just got to try it, go ahead and get some of that. See if it's a dupe or not. I want to know. I have so much foundation. I'm not gonna get the original until for a while, maybe even spring, because I put myself on a budget since I messed up on my taxes, and the tax people are not forgiving me. They're not going to have any grace. So they're acting like I just didn't pay my taxes. I'm going to let him outside. Come on. You're such a good boy. Come on. Let's go see what's happening. Come on. Let's see what's happening. Okay, honey. You watch the house. Be a good boy. Watch the house. Okay. He's such a good boy. Sorry about that. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. They say that makeup will only lasts so long, but if you keep it tightly close and you don't expose it to air, you should be good for a while. That's what I say. Now, I put enough of this on that it needs to be flattened out. And what I like to do is kind of roll it instead of blot it. I don't know why. Maybe because it feels good. Or I saw it on somebody else do it. You know, that's the thing. There are very few original ideas, you know. Very few. Seems like anymore. But that's okay. I've borrowed or been inspired by somebody else for all my great ideas. I have looks like a blackhead that's wanting to surface, and I just want to see if that's dirt or blackhead. You know how things float in the air. That was something floating in the air. You believe that? Oh, hello. What are we going to talk about this morning? Let's talk about Retin-A. You know, my skin is so thin that it dries out very easily. And because of that, I personally will only tolerate Retin-A so many days in a row. And that's because it just gets my skin all flaky. And I don't like it. So I quit challenging myself to do it more than I feel like I can tolerate. I just don't like seeing it. And I had a dermatologist one time who said, just don't look at it. I'm like, well, I look at it when I put on makeup. And he asked me what magnifying I was using. I said, well, 10, so I can see my eyebrows and stuff. He says, if you're going to do your eyebrows and use a 10, use a mirror about this big. So all you see is your eyebrows. Nobody needs to be seeing a 10 magnifying glass on their face. He says, stop doing that to yourself. Nobody should do that to themselves. And I understand that. I remember when the TVs first, the big new, I forgot what they called them. But the big screens came out, flat screens, and there was something special about the picture that pretty much made the picture look almost 3D. Well, the problem with it was any kind of close-up, you could see every hair and every pore on the face. Well, they backed up off of that. I'll tell you that. Holy cow. You know, and I think that is really important to know. Things like that. Sometimes when we look at things a certain way, we're not getting the best picture. You know, when they say you never know what's going on behind closed doors, you just really don't know. You really don't know unless you've been there. And then no two people's experiences are exactly the same. Not exactly. You know, I always liked playing with mixing lipsticks. I just think it's fun. Okay, now that I have my foundation on, I'm gonna put a little powder on. I think that it's easy to judge what other people are thinking. I think it's real easy. Look, just a little swish. Look at that extra dimension it gives. You know, this hairline has, see that little widow's peak? My hairline has gone so far back that I don't have much of a widow's peak anymore. I used to have something bold. And then this is sunken in so much. And this has dropped even more. That bangs look really good on me now. I don't need much to contour. And if I do, I certainly do not want to put anything in this area. It needs to stay up. See, when you smile, watch this. So people say, oh, go down to your lip line. That'll give you a jaw. But when you smile, your cheekbone is up here. Let go. Right here. So if you go here, I think it cuts your face funny, like the Joker. That's what mine looks like right now. I went too low. But when you stop up here, it makes it look like you have a nice cheek up here. Gives it, yeah, I tried to get it. So I'm going to put a little white, very light powder here. Why? It just seems dark to me today. Oh well. Okay, here's what I was going to talk to you about. All this jibber jabber going around about is when we're having a conversation with someone that we live with, it's really hard to know, other than they're being a jerk or they're being sweet. I mean, I'm just saying what they're thinking. We just know most of the time whether they're in a good mood or a not so good mood. Because really we don't know how to read their history. We really don't. We might think we do, but we don't. Always save these little inexpensive pads. They're so handy for removing hair makeup in your hair makeup. I started to tell you that. I'm a little distracted. I've had a lot of little details going on this morning, weirdly. You know, just a lot of little details. Oh, that reminds me. I'll get out my little note card and my pen. I have to go through all my messages because I've got some from you beautiful, beautiful people. And I want to go through them and answer. And I was answering some other emails, taking care of work stuff, running the dogs, taking care of some household stuff. And then I just started thinking, I need to do this, I need to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start writing some things down. You know, because of my whiplash situation, I have not done much. The bare necessities. What song was that? The bare necessities. Gosh, I love that song. Jungle Boy? Jungle Book? Was that it? Bare necessities? I gotta Google that on YouTube today and listen to it. Anyway, I'm feeling much better. I have had 2 full days of no pain and just the gentlest of tension and gentlest of one little cramp in my back. So I'm very happy. So I'm gonna get caught up on some laundry today. And I am also going to I go to a book study with my mother-in-law. Okay, and I only put the blush just not past my pupil. That's sort of my rule. I really don't need much because my face is so concave and saggy. And so just the smallest amount of blush really is good. If I use much more, I just feel a little silly. This is my brush I just use for contour to try to blend that out. And then here's the one with the white powder again. Try to keep it high. I'm getting sloppy. Getting sloppy. And then to bring the cheeks up, I'm going to use, oh, good catch. Just this little, it's just glitter eyeshadow, but I use it for highlighter. It does something in the camera that really does lift up my cheeks. Pretty impressive, really. Okay, so here's the thing. When we're talking to somebody, we really don't always know where they're coming from. And I think sometimes we can be really successful accidentally when we're communicating with people that we're not getting along with very well. Or we're afraid that if they get to know us too much, they won't like us. That happens a lot. One of the things we can do is not say too much. For instance, if you can have a conversation with somebody and experiment with giving your whatever jibber jabber you were going to do, like me in the mornings, this is my way of just releasing lots of tension. Jibber, 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 jibber. But I wouldn't do this with just everybody. I mean, I'm doing it with everybody that'll listen, but I wouldn't do it in a personal conversation. I wouldn't do it at a party. Not anymore. I tried it when I was younger. When I was younger, I was like, I just want to be myself. Well, myself is not for everybody. And because I've come to recognize that and to accept that, I'm able to have better conversations with people. I'm not saying I'm making super close friends with more people, but I am embarrassing myself less. So you may not have trouble with this, but if you came from a family that had sarcasm, stabbing wit, expert insults, then you know what I mean. Shoot, I'm running out of time. So try to give whatever idea it is that you have with 3 sentences. 3 sentences. No more than 3 sentences. Just to be able to get your point across and then stop. And then ask them, well, what do you think? Not what do you think about me and my idea? Be like, do you have any ideas on that? Or have you ever experienced this or that? You know, give it back to them. And if you're living with somebody who's kind of hostile anyway, try this. Try not saying anything. Try just a gentle nod and smile. Just keep it short and sweet. One little sentence like, oh yeah, you could be right. Okay, well, let's try that. It's not going to kill you. Just try it. See what happens. I know that when I tried it, what happened was I even got a sarcastic, oh, now you're not going to talk to me, you know, kind of crap. And all I said in return was, you know, I'm just trying something new. Because I care about you. I care to be here. And I'm just so tired of fighting. 3 sentences. Because I decided I didn't want to uproot my life. Not again. Not again. Basically feels like I've been married. I've been married several times, but feels like I've been married to the same man over and over again, right? Most of the women I've talked to that have been in abusive relationships can relate. Who've been in abusive relationships with their parents. Okay, put a little mascara on and I'm out of here. I'm just gonna wear this headband because I had been cutting back on my clients so that I could start to relax and unwind. Thank goodness I did. Because it's starting to work. I'm starting to see, gosh, the tension I was under was horrible. It wasn't worth the extra money. And it wasn't worth, the feel goods I was getting from helping people. That sometimes you gotta help yourself. Sometimes you just gotta. All that self-sacrifice isn't gonna get you in any kind of status that's going to be important. You don't need big certificates on your wall and trophies and all that. Help silently. Everybody doesn't have to know what a great person you are, right? I used to want people to know I was a good person. But that's just not necessary anymore. So try the 3-sentence thing and try just nodding and smiling and try to understand that. And this is what I learned is the people that I thought were so cruel to me, so mean, so thoughtless, were also in such weird turmoil. I mean, I don't need, that's not my fault. But I also realize that when someone's in that much pain, there's slim to no chance they're going to change. You got to be in so much pain that you want to do something about it. But that takes some kind of type of personality. There are some people who get in so much pain, they just want to cause other pain because it gives them a some sense of control. Pretty sad. But anyway, experiment with that. This new approach, because we're dealing with people who are negative, whether it's at work or at home. Because the thing that happens is you're going to start to feel a new freedom. You're going to start to feel less stress, right? This is about taking control of your life. We don't know how long we're going to be here. We don't know how long we're going to live. We don't know what's going to happen with our health, with our home, with our community, with the planet, with all the stuff that's going on in the different pockets of the world. We don't know what's going to end up happening. So let's live. Let's experiment. Let's try different things to be able to feel human and to feel our own personal essence start to sparkle, start to wake up. And that's what I want for you. That's what I keep experimenting with. All right, so I love you. And have a blessed day. Mwah. Bye for now.